Hi, this is Dina for Splitcoaststampers. In this tutorial, I'll show you how to make a three-dimensional ornament using shape dies. To create the ornament, you'll need 8 cardstock die cuts using a symmetrical die. For this sample, I'm using a circle that is just slightly over 2.5 inches. You can stamp your cardstock before cutting if you want to use a large background stamp. Here I'm using a large stamp from Impression Obsession to cover my panel before I run it through the big shot. If you have a clear stamp that coordinates with your die shape, it's pretty easy to stamp your die cuts after you cut. If you're working with a rubber stamp, that's harder to line up, or if your die is solid and doesn't have an opening in the middle, here's a trick for stamping your image first. Cut your die shape out of a scrap of paper or cardstock and frame the negative opening around your stamped image. Tape the scrap in place. And you'll use that as a template to snug your die into the opening. Tape the die into place too and run it through your die cutting machine. The paper template helps line up your die and image, and you should have a centered image after your shape is cut. After you've cut and prepared your 8 die cuts, each one will need to be folded in half on the line of symmetry with the stamp sides in. You can use a scoring tool to help you do that if you want. I just found that it was easier with the circles to fold them myself. Next, you'll begin putting the circles together, gluing just one half at a time. Glue 4 of the circles together in one piece, and then glue the other 4 circles together so you have 2 halves of the ornament formed. You can use a scoring tool or a bone folder to press the fold lines together. You can also press them down onto your work surface to make sure that they're lined up correctly. You'll create the hanger for your ornament out of jewelry cording. I have some silver cording here. Cut enough so that you have a good anchor inside your ornament and about 1.5 to 2 inches above the top of the ornament. If your ends hang down below the bottom of the ornament, you can trim them off. You'll fold the cording in half to create a loop, and then put glue down into the fold of the ornament half and lay the cording into the glue and leave it aside to dry. To embellish the top and the bottom of the ornament, you can purchase beaded stick pins, or you can make your own using beads and head pins. Now, head pins are basically a piece of wire with a flat end, like the head of a pin, and they are found with the jewelry making supplies at your local craft store. They come in different lengths, and the ones I'm using are about 3 inches long. You can cut them with wire trimmers if they're too long for your ornament. So you'll decorate the pins and lay them into the center fold of your ornament with a little more glue. Center them first, and then you can push them in until the beads are just at the edge of the ornament. I used a different bead at the top of my ornament, but I decorated that pin in the same way, and I centered it into the fold in the glue that's already there. If you need to add more glue in the fold, that's fine. Instead of pushing the top pin down so the bead was against the ornament, I wanted to leave about 1/4 inch of space so that I can tie a bow around the pin and the cording at the top to add more decoration and also help everything stay centered at the top. When that glue is set, you can complete the ornament by gluing 1/2 of the circle and adhering the other ornament half that was set aside earlier. When that's in place, add some extra glue into the center and glue the final half circle in place to complete the ornament. After your glue is set, take some time to move the sections around so they're spaced evenly. Finally, take a short length of ribbon and tie a bow around the cord and pin that are at the top of the ornament. Pull the cord out and around the beads so it's all centered well. Here's my completed ornament and also a sample I made using a die of a different shape. These are quick and fun to make, and they can actually be flattened pretty easily for mailing. Thank you for watching, and happy holidays.